The To Be Determined Show live Wednesday nights, 9 Central Standard Time. Join myself, the Oracle of Ominous, the Wicked Nemesis, the Grand Design, Clyde Braddock, and the Magic City Monroe, Fast Eddie Lane, as we take you to the edge of uncensored. Yes, we go uncensored, so make sure you have your earmuffs. Ask your parents, for those of you that are a little young, maybe under 18, but make sure if you have any heart conditions or any mental defects, please listen, because they may take effect right here live every Wednesday night, 9 Central Standard Time. Beyond Ringside Radio Network, beyondringside.com.
The views and opinions expressed by the Oracle of Ominous, the Wicked Nemesis, are of my own and no one else, nor do they reflect Beyond Ringside. So, ladies and gentlemen, due to the graphic nature of this program, listener discretion is advised.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, the To Be Determined Show live Beyond Ringside Radio Network, beyondringside.com, as well as ProWrestlingRadio.net and Beyond Ringside Radio app. Our guest this evening, we're jumping straight into it. Eddie's on the ones and twos, Angie on rolling the blunts. I'm sitting here getting ready for this. You know him by many monikers, by one name. But this Saturday, GCW, the Pell City Civic Center. You will know him as his God-given name. He's the Juggernaut bitch, AJ Styles. AJ, how are you doing this evening, sir?
I'm good. We got the Barry White voice going on because I'm tired as hell. And I'm the Juggernaut bitch.
God damn it, that is a to be made.
A T-shirt, marketing, sales, we got to do it. We got to do it.
You have been embroiled. You have been in several battles in Georgia as of very, very recently, as it appears that the Southeastern Wrestling Illuminati has conspired against you. But before we get to that, when we last left our hero, you and Spiral, face-to-face in the ring, Hill City Civic Center. You and Spiral went and had, which my English teacher would kill me for saying, a great match. And you came up short, and now you're back. Why the absence? Where has AJ still been? Because GCW fans want to know you're back this Saturday, teaming with Mad Justice against the Brotherhood, a man that you hate, Joshua Hagan, JP McGregor, a guy you have no idea who it is, and of course O'Malley, a guy that you can always forget. This Saturday, why are you back now, sir?
Well, the first part of your question is why where the absence, where was I? I had some injuries. You know how this works when you've been working for, I said that word again, work. You've been doing this for 20 years like I have. Your body goes through a lot. And anybody that's been in the ring for any length of time knows we suffer injuries and we keep going, and we put off going to the doctor, or we put off surgeries, or we say, well, let's just do one more match. And my question to myself was, if you can't do it on the level of what you once did, then you don't really need to be doing it. And out of respect, I respect Spiral, and he's a champ. And my thing was, if I can't beat him and I can't be the champ, then maybe it was time for me to, pack it up, take some time. Actually, I didn't plan on coming back, to be totally honest with you. my thing was, if I can't do it, then I need to leave. However, with taking off time and slowing down my schedule a little bit, it allowed me time to do some rehabilitation. And I'm not going to talk about what body parts hurt because I don't want to give any of my opponents out there an extra advantage. But things healed up, and I did some rehab. I took some time off. I learned how to do yoga. And no, not the DDP yoga. I heard that's pretty good, but I hadn't done it yet. But we got some more time left in the tank. We got some good matches left in us. We got a couple of good matches left in us, which brings us to Saturday night. Why return now? I just I feel like why not? It's time. I've been in the cage with Leon, and we fought toe to toe, back to back, and me and Dan have had our differences clearly, and I got a phone call, and I'm ready. I've been working out twice a day for the last month and a half, so it's time to put some of this working out to the test and see what we're really capable of doing. I'm coming back because I'm ready to come back, and I'm a little more eager to kick a lot more ass because I'm the juggernaut, bitch.
Well, we know when you work with certain workers that do great work, you have to realize that there's several things involved. And we all understand that with you and Tyson Dean carrying the babyface role of all of Georgia, your back definitely has to be hurting.
Absolutely.
So we understand what was hurt, but that's what happens when Georgia babyfaces suck and you and Tyson Dean rise to the top.
Right.
That's neither here nor there. But with the Brotherhood, you and I, God damn it, way back into time. There's a reason you and Clyde were the new Merchants of Death. But
that's right.
How far can you trust Dan? We've seen you and Dan go back and forth, up and down to that promotion that doesn't pay us anymore, so we don't mention them. And we booked all their and we didn't get paid for it.
You mean the promotion that I got fired from because they said I couldn't draw 10 people?
Yes. You're after they want to give fans money, but they don't want to pay their guys because you got to let like a motherfucker that never drew a goddamn dime.
Hold on? Are you talking about UIW?
That'd be the one, sir.
Yeah,
are you talking about Stan Robinson? Are you talking about Billy Knight?
I think I am.
Well,
okay.
Peach State for calling him out. My first night turn, but if you're selling gimmicks at a rival promotion's gimmick table, guess what? There's not too much of a rivalry going on, and I just dabbed.
Yeah. Let's move on to more relevant topics, please.
But
those guys are not relevant anymore.
Yes, sir.
Can you trust Dan Sawyer?
Absolutely not. I have learned in this business that you know this as well. There's very few people that you actually call friend in this business, unfortunately. And I don't mean, I'm talking like there's very, very few people that you actually call friend. So with that being said, Dan knows who I am and what I'm about. And I look at it like this. We have a respect for each other because of what we have been through against each other. And Dan also knows that if he swerves me in any kind of way, and I'll chase him to the end of the earth to make sure that I do what I got to do. So if he feels like if this is a big plan to screw me in any kind of way, this is going to be a piece of ass that he's not going to ever want again. I promise.
Okay.
you and I were sitting backstage at the #1 promotion in the state of Georgia at Peach State Wrestling Alliance, and I told you that they wanted you to come in, and I told you how hesitant I was for you to even tag with Dan and Leon, and that's nothing against those guys. I just know the history that you and Dan have had over the last 2 years because I had been on both sides of it, and you and I have been posed, and I have managed you. But the thing about it is that the Brotherhood and what they're doing, I mean, they're trying to run amok, and with all this going on, and with Tommy Pitts breathing down your neck every 15 fucking minutes, I mean, you have your hands full in the state of Georgia. Now to come to Alabama and have to clean up a mess that the Brotherhood should not even be a part of. I mean, how does that feel? How does it feel to come up and be? You're now Samuel Jackson from Pulp Fiction. You're now.
Well, I mean, you know, for a very long time, I've been involved in the thick of a lot of stuff for a long time. This isn't just started yesterday. I've been involved with very controversial people. I've been involved in very controversial situations. I was a usual suspect for some years. That in itself is controversial. So this kind of no. Hey, what I tell you, we're still going. That's still going to happen. So just hold your jets. I promise you. Anyway, but controversy has never been a stranger to me. So dealing with the stuff that goes on at Peach State and dealing with the stuff that goes on at in Pell City. I mean, I haven't been there for a while, but I'm not going to run from any of it. I mean, if I'm jumping right back in the thick of it all, I think I'm motivated by being in the middle of the tornado, so to speak. So why not start right back in a controversial situation? And they also say controversy brings cash. So with that being said, it is what it is, man. Like I said, whether it's tagging with Dan and Leon or dealing with Tommy and his, I have many words for Tommy, but either way, we're always involved in some type of controversy, and I don't see it stopping now. Tommy and I have probably one of the most heated rivalries going in Georgia or in the area or of Georgia, Alabama, whatever. So, I've never been one to run from a fight, so it is what it is. Whatever the situation presents me with, I'm going to deal with it. However it happens, I'm going to deal with it because that's what we do. That's what you've known for me to do as long as you've known me, so why change today?
Dude, and that's the thing. Anybody that's followed your career knows that you will stand up and you have never backed down from anything or anyone. If you do not win 2016 Feud of the Year for Georgia wrestling history, Larry Goodman's got some explaining to do. You and Tommy have told I mean, you're part of the mega duper superpowers.
Right. Well, I mean,
existed in Georgia history. Mark it down. That's not an opinion. That's a fact.
This began the end of last year as well.
Yeah, but I've been begging for this goddamn fucking tag team, and then it happens, and shenanigans, as always.
Wow.
Fucking shenanigans.
Well, Tommy is one of the people that I know that can weasel his way out of any situation. You know how they say a rat will gnaw his own leg off to get out of something? That's Tommy to me. Like he just, I can't lie, like just when I think I got Tommy beat, he comes up with something else. He pulls something else out of his hat, and usually it's not a rabbit. So, I mean, Tommy is very resourceful. We'll give him that. But as you saw it, this last show that we this past show at Peach State is what ran out. You know what I mean? Like if you put me and Tommy in the ring 1-on-1, no interruptions, no interference, no outside people, just me, him, and a referee, and a building full of screaming fans to where you can't even hear. That was one of the first times that's ever happened to me, to where I was literally overwhelmed by the noise, the amount of noise that was inside the building because it was packed, and I was overwhelmed by it. And you put us in a situation like that, Tommy will lose every time. 1-on-1, straight up, no bullshit. Tommy loses every time. Tommy will probably tell you. If you ever listen to him talk, he'll tell you, yes, AJ, you're stronger than me. Yes, AJ, you're bigger than me. Yes, AJ, this. Yes, AJ, that. But he always has to have someone else help him. First it was America, you know, and then Pandora beat her, and then actually Pandora actually pinned Tommy in a tag match that we had. So, you know, I mean, 1-on-1, Tommy doesn't stand a chance. He's a you know, he's a hell of a wrestler. You know, he has a lot of tricks up his sleeve, but I think I'm his kryptonite if he were Superman.
Tommy, and it pains me to say this, and you guys know this, he is the greatest heel that ever stepped foot in Peach State, bar none, hands down. A complete worker, wrestled so many different types of wrestling and so many different workers recently. But you and him, I'm telling you, that is the feud of 2016.
I agree.
With that being
said, go for it.
With that being said, we joined Asking You Shall Fucking Receive. Ladies and gentlemen, he is NWA greatest champion of all time and the Peach State Heritage Champion, Tommy Too Much. Tommy, how are you doing this evening, sir?
Man, I could not sit back and listen to that shit coming out of AJ Steele's mouth. I mean, come on, AJ. Look, this is not a rival between you and me. This is not a rival between the cops and Mike Brown. Me being the police, me being in the right. This is not a rival. This is a hatred. You want what I have. You coming to get it, and I'm turning your food stamps down. That is all this is. I offered you a chance. I offered you the night that you couldn't hear in the ring. I offered you a chance to join me that night, and if I'm not mistaken, you lost that night. You said put you in a situation you would beat me. You lost that night. Yeah, you may have gotten lucky with Mike Payne on the last show, but where you at on the 20th? I didn't see your face on the card. So it looks to me like you say you're not running from a fight. Where you at?
Actually, Tommy, I hate to correct you. First of all, I'm not going to let you upset me tonight because I am in a very zen-like state. And you, not even you, can upset me tonight because I knew that if you did come on the show, you were going to do exactly what you did. There you go, pushing your little envelopes with your little racial stuff, and you want to come out here and say your little stuff, Tommy, that's fine. But as long as you know what everybody else knows, just like they know, you know, that 1-on-1, you can do all of the talking that you want. You know that you're afraid of me. That's the reason why you always keep people around you to make sure that you can escape. And yes, I use the word escape because that's what you always seem to do. You escape a situation. But this last time, there was no escape for you. You got your ass whooped. You got pinned. 1, 2, 3. Your little title that you have that you hold on to it, you sleep with it. I'm sure you probably put baby oil on it or whatever. That title, Tommy, you know is about to be gone. The reality of it all is setting in. You know that you cannot beat me 1-on-1. So you know, AJ, no. You can keep on with your Kunta Kinte jokes, and you can come on with your gorilla jokes, and you can make your Black Lives Matter jokes, and you can make your drag the little boy in the cage gorilla joke. You can do all of the joking that you want. But one-on-one, the jokes are over. And
Look,
you know
the
that.
Black Lives Matter, I agree with. They do matter. It's your life that don't matter. I'm not worried
Okay.
about you, AJ Steele. Now, look, I'm going to go ahead and tell everybody listening on this radio show, what you said is correct. I am afraid of AJ Steele. I am afraid of him. He is bigger. He is meaner. He is stronger. So I would be foolish not to be afraid of AJ Steele. But the one thing I am is smarter than him. That's why I'm the champion. That's why you're not. I will figure you out. I'll have you figured out. I'll figure you out anytime you come in. You know, it's a good thing that you crossing over state lines. It's a good thing you backing up an hour. It's a good thing you going over there. Because Peach State is not the place for you. It is not. Go back to UIW where they're drawing 12 people. You know, and I understand they're drawing 6 people now since you left. The 6 people that was watching you came to Peach State from out
Well,
of
it's
town.
clear. It's clear to me. It's clear to me that despite all of this, Tommy, you and I do agree on one thing: the UIW situation. UIW is garbage. It's still garbage, and we can agree on that. But that doesn't change the fact that, Tommy, if you were to come to Pale City, I would kick your ass there. If you want to go back to Peach State, I'll kick your ass there. I can actually book you at SFCW. I'll kick your ass there. If you want to go to NWA Atlanta, I'll kick your ass there. I don't know exactly where Wicked's house is, but if you want to meet up there, I'm sure he has a backyard. I'll kick your ass there. Anywhere you go one-on-one without Bill Bangs or without America or without whoever it is that you keep pulling, Logan Creed, whoever you're pulling out of the woodworks, Kyle Matthews, you have got to keep people with you in order to help you escape. But your luck and your time is running out. Do you not understand, Tommy? You keep saying that you're going to figure out how to figure out. You know what? This is one of those Rubik's Cubes that you might as well just break, because you're never going to figure it out, Tommy. I got your number now. So you can keep on talking and talking and talking and talking, and you can do your little comedy act. You're better off just being a comedian, Tommy, because I'm going to kick your ass every time we get in the ring. Why don't you come and open the show up with your comedy act and then leave? That's the only way you'll keep the title, is if you don't ever wrestle me.
Well, who was there 20 years ago, AJ, when you stepped your first match in the ring? Oh, yeah, that's right. Tommy Too Much. Who was that? Tommy Too Much knows about what surgeries you need. Tommy Too Much already knows what body parts is hurting. Tommy Too Much knows about the 2-a-days in the gym. Tommy Pitts knows. And Tommy Pitts also knows that if UIW was to book Tommy Too Much, their numbers would triple. So we don't agree with the
I doubt that. I doubt that.
Well, when you step foot at Peach State, the numbers were high. Not because you came.
I don't know, Tommy. I think that there's a little bit of contributing.
I am going to allow you to continue with your radio interview. I am going to hang the phone up now, and I'm going to let you have your moment because you don't have many.
Before you go, though, Tommy, I want you to remember something. Just like you said, you remember back when I stepped in the ring years and years ago, Tommy Too Much was on the other side of that ring. But Tommy Too Much was absolutely nobody without Simon Sermon, because Simon Sermon was the man, and Tommy Too Much just rode his coattail. Tommy Too Much is still the same little bitch that he was when he was behind Simon Sermon. So the only difference now is that Simon Sermon has moved on, and now you have no choice and you have nobody to hide behind. But if you notice, you're still the same bitch that you was when you were hiding behind Simon Sermon 15 years ago. But now, instead of hiding behind Simon Sermon, you've got 5 other people that you try to hide behind. So eventually, Tommy, you're going to run out of people, and I'm going to beat the bitch out of you, and you're going to lose your fucking title, and I'm done talking to you about this. So now you can hang up, and you can go back and take your muscle softeners or whatever it is that you're taking, and you can talk to me later, because when it comes to me and you one-on-one, whether it's anywhere you want to go, you can go to any promotion you want to book it. you will lose.
Except at Peep State.
We'll see very soon.
We've already seen.
Okay.
To all the radio
I just-
land,
I
Tommy
just,
Two
I
Months
just,
now.
I just counted your shoulders down for 3 recently. So I mean, you know, I got a victory. I deserve. I think I deserve a title shot. Why don't you put the title up?
Have a good night, radio world.
Good night, Tommy. Sweet dreams, princess.
Ladies and gentlemen, Tommy Too Much. Hey, Eddie, anything you'd like to add to this?
You know, I have to be fair about this. And my definition of fair is telling the truth. I have watched AJ Steele rise to the occasion. I have watched Tommy Too Much and listened to him play the mind games, push the buttons. If AJ Steele were a lesser man, he probably would have already run over him with a asphalt grater or used a jackhammer for Tommy Too Much a suppository.
Right.
AJ Steele, in my book, is probably one of the consummate... Okay, time out. Curtain, go bye-bye. I've had chances to sit down with AJ. I've broken bread with AJ. And the words consummate professional in my book are still kind of an understatement. Because when you meet somebody who understands it, gets it, and knows how to explain it to people, that goes beyond the word professional. It really does. Folks, for those of you listening, if you've never had a chance to catch Steele in the ring, you're missing. The man is a great combination. Strength, undeniable speed, believe it or not. For a bigger man, he can truck. And great technical know-how. A brawler like you can't hold a candle to, but he puts it all together. When you and Tommy Too Much finally get together, because I have a world of respect for his talent. I love the way that he can absolutely manipulate the world on a microphone. And like I said, I'm still being me and still being real for a hot second. The two of you get together without Bill Behrens, without Tristan Michaels, without all the rest of Showbiz Inc., the fans in attendance are going to be treated to a classic. I mean, a genuine classic. Because you're going to have two of the absolute best going at it. Now, this coming Saturday, Pell City, I'm looking forward to this. Because I'm going to steal the one from Gorilla Monsoon. Combustible elements are in place. More so than anybody realizes. There's a hashtag out there somewhere that I'm not going to use. But I just want to say, first off, for the times that we've been able to sit down and talk, and for the times that we've had a chance to break bread, and I've had a chance to get to know you a little bit better, and hopefully I haven't bored you to tears, thank you for putting up with me. I appreciate it.
Well, I was just getting ready to say, like, you guys, both of you, who I've known both of you guys for a very long time, and I always feel so respected, and you guys really make me feel like, you know, these 20 years that I've been involved and the things that I have done are they're important, and you guys always remind me of that, and I appreciate it because both of you know the type of work, and especially what you just said, because I put in work for a long time to be respected in this business because, and like you said, professionalism and all that kind of stuff, those are the words that I want to be remembered as, because I always gave respect to people, and I know they say respect is earned, and I've given it and I've tried to earn it, and it means a lot coming from y'all because that's really what this is all about now. I'm an older guy. I'm not one of these young kids that are running around here now, but even with that, you know, they come to me and they ask questions, and I'm never going to deny anybody because nobody denied me. There was people who were there instrumental in making me who I am today. And for you guys to acknowledge it the way you do, even with Wicked, the way he introduces me every time, it never fails. It just, no matter how tired or no matter what's going on, it always puts a smile on my face because I feel like it's genuine, and I appreciate it. Saying what you just said, I truly appreciate the fact that, you know, you guys really have, you make me feel like I'm bigger than I really am. I mean, and you both know how humble I really am, and I'm not the airhead and let all of this stuff go to my head, but I truly do appreciate it, man.
Okay.
That's another reason why I come back.
Let's pull back the curtain, AJ. Well, to the 1,134 people listening to us live, and for the 14 people who joined us on the replay,
and the 12
AJ.
people from UIW.
So 26. Why you always lying?
I just got one. I do have one other question I'd like to ask, though. When are you ever going to get active back on Twitter?
Say that again. I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
When are you going to get active on other social media besides Facebook, i.e. Twitter and some of the other stuff you get tagged in?
You know what? I'm a little sick of social media right now. I don't know, dude. It's like I don't know. People get on my nerves with social media, and I sit back and I see stuff, and I get mad, and then I come off of it, and then I get back on because I got stuff that I want to say, or I got stuff I want to share. But I am currently on just about everything. I don't do the Snapchat thing. I'm not on that. But as far as Facebook and Twitter, and I will be back on Twitter immediately, especially since you just said something. But Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, I love Instagram. I really just sit back and look at girls mostly. But it is what it is.
Hey, dude, get on Instagram and look up an account called Plur Bunnies. Plur Bunnies.
Yeah, text me that information when we're off the air, please, sir.
For those who are familiar with the EDC and the EDM movement, you know what the hell I'm talking about. Electric Daisy Carnival, Electric Daisy. Hi there, y'all got some hot chicks wearing nothing. Damn.
Oh, that's great.
And I do mean damn. I'm gonna have to go to Vegas for EDC next year.
There you go. We might have to make that a road trip.
Lock and load.
I'm completely out of the loop on that, but I will say this.
We're trying.
AJ, you definitely have laid a groundwork for several big men to follow you. And that's what it's about. Anybody that knows you, respects you, and you're cognizant of the fact that there's a generation that will follow you, and laying the groundwork for those guys. That's what it's all about. Like, you know,
Absolutely. I agree 100%.
We say that you're the juggernaut bitch, but we all know you're Power Man. You should have definitely been Luke Cage.
Yeah.
I'm a big push underneath all of this stuff. You know, it truly is the real me. At the end of the day, like you just said, I want to see the new generation learn like we learned. I mean, I don't know if you know, but like not too long ago, I made a post about the disrespect of people leaving out of the locker room and going and watching the show as the show is going on, and disrespecting the workers that are in the ring while they're walking around eating nachos and talking to the fans. I mean, that was, from a booking standpoint, I don't like it either way. You know, whether I'm in the ring or whether somebody else is in the ring, it's disrespectful. So I commented on it, and I got a lot of inboxes from a lot of different people who said, nobody's ever taught me that. So they appreciated the fact that I said something about it because they really didn't know. And I was like, and the funny thing is there's a lot of veterans that call themselves veterans that are still doing the same thing. And I know they know better because they were brought up in the game around the time that I was, some of them. So I address things that I feel like need to be addressed about this business that, like I said, I love the business, and I want to see it continue, which is going to continue whether I'm in it or not. But I want it to be respected just like I respect it. And I don't think that, you know, the trainers that are the so-called trainers that are training some of these people that are not giving them the right guidance on, okay, you could be the best worker in the world, but if you got bad locker room etiquette, nobody's going to want to deal with you. Nobody's going to want to book you. You know what I mean? So that's what I said, from a booking standpoint, you wouldn't believe the egos and the people, the attitudes. Like when we were coming up, it was all about the opportunity. It wasn't about the money. It wasn't about nothing else but getting exposure and learning. Nowadays, I get responses like who's going over, or how much money is involved, or, you know, can I work this person? I mean, it's not about paying your dues anymore. Like, a lot of people have forgotten that you still have got to pay your dues. If you hadn't been working, you've been working for a year or 2 years, don't ask me shit about who's going over or the amount of money that you're making. I mean, you're going to get paid. Don't get me wrong. I'm not a bully. But back in the day, it was all about the opportunity. There's guys that will go and tear the ring down and put it up and sell concessions. Hey, we got Clyde. Clyde is a perfect example of somebody who has paid his dues the right way. We all know his story. You know what I'm saying? So respect is due to him because of what he's done. But to some of these new guys and girls, they don't have a clue. It's all about them getting over. I just want my hand raised. They don't care about, you know, the actual show. It's about the show. It's about the business. It's not just about your match. Why do you think the old school guys used to say go out and watch all of the matches? So you can improve on each match. Each match has to be better than the last. At least compete with each other about who had the best match of the night. And it seems like that's forgotten with some people. Of course, not with everybody, but those people that know who they are, who are not doing that, who are not pushing themselves to have the better match. Some guys are just going to pick up a check. Some guys are just going to be weekend warriors, and some of the girls are just there because they think they're going to wind up, because they got nice ass and titties, they think they're going to wind up on WWE. Well, it's not that easy. It's not. There's work that has to be put in. I don't care who you are. I don't care where you're from, black, white, whatever color you are. The fact that we have to work hard to get where we want to go does not change no matter who you are. The respect factor for this business does not change no matter who you are. Anybody, everybody has had to respect the business at one point or another. And for those that don't respect it, well, you know, it's like, I'm not going to say any names, but it is what it is. You know who they are. They know who they are.
You're opening up a whole can of worms. We're over here trying to celebrate AJ Steele coming back to Pell City. You trying to
Hey
get
man,
us all
I'm
right.
coming back to Pell City. I'm gonna have some fun regardless. You know, that's the focus of the night. I'm coming back to have some fun, and there's some shit turned sideways. Believe it or not, you know I'm prepared for that too.
And afterwards,
So-
we all gonna get together, get drunk, and sing karaoke.
As long as there's some protein shakes involved, because you know I don't drink.
You didn't know Jägermeister is a great source of protein. And I'm a lying bastard.
I don't drink. But,
Always.
you know, the reason why I stay sober because I carry a gun, so I want to be able to know what I'm shooting at.
I shoot better when I've been drinking.
Me too, Eddie.
Thanks.
Me too.
Oh, boy.
I'm,
This is all. We're opening up a can of worms that can only be fished out with a fucking megalodon. AJ Steele, how can everyone get in touch with you, sir?
Well, now that Eddie has fussed at me about Twitter, I'll be on Twitter. I'll be on Instagram. AJ Steele 1 on Instagram, and of course Antoine Jones on Facebook. And Twitter is also AJ Steele. So I'm not ready for Snapchat and all that other garbage yet. So I'm gonna stay old and just keep it right there.
And I love the fact that it's AJ Steele 1 because that leads me to believe that AJ Steele was already taken.
Hey baby, hey, I'm the only usual suspect.
ooh, really?
You heard it right here, folks.
Wow.
Johnson.
Heard it right here,
OG
folks.
Bobby Johnson.
Shots fired. and murder.
Usual suspect, AJ Steele. That's it.
Shots fired and murder was the case.
Hey, I didn't say nothing. I just said I'm the usual suspect. What is that? Just me telling the truth.
You don't remember Snoop Dogg's album?
Murder Was the Case that they gave me. You want me to sing it?
Yeah, we can duet that son of a gun.
That's a good deal. But like I said, dude, I truly do appreciate you guys having me on the show always. And Saturday night, you know, whatever unfolds, if like I said, if Dan wants to, you know, do the old stab her in the back type stuff, then it is what it is, man. We'll deal with that too. Like I said, I got plenty of fight left in me. I've done some healing. I've gotten a little stronger. I may have even gotten a little bigger. So, you know, once that juggernaut gets rolling, everything that's in front of it gets smashed.
Ladies and gentlemen, the wrestling juggernaut, AJ Styles. Thank you, AJ, for coming on this evening. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take first break of the evening. When we come back, we're going to totally dissect everything that AJ Styles just said and break it down right here on the To Be Determined Show live Beyond Ringside Radio at BeyondRingside.com, as well as ProWrestlingRadio.net and the Beyond Ringside Radio app.
Sunday nights at 11 p.m. Eastern here on BeyondRingside.com. Join us for the Midnight Black Mass. Myself, the Reverend Dan Wilson, brings you the dark gospel of professional wrestling, uncensored, unedited, uncut, and not for the faint of heart. You can find out more about us at youtube.com/pottyhumor or subscribe at Potty Humor on iTunes and Stitcher today.
Howdy, friends. This is the Magic City Motor Mouth, Fast Eddie Lane, with your invitation to join yours truly, along with Mark Mabo Bowman and the Oracle of Ominous, the Wicked Nemesis, every Sunday night, 6:30 p.m. Eastern, 3:30 p.m. Pacific, for Beyond Ringside Live. Wrestling, mixed martial arts, sports talk, and a whole lot more. Keep your eyes open on BeyondRingside.com for all of upcoming show information, and of course, catch us on social media as well. Until then, we'll see you this Sunday, 6:30 Eastern, for Beyond Ringside Live on the Beyond Ringside Radio Network.
What's up, everybody? It's Stan Grubb for Corner to Corner Wrestling Radio and the Beyond Ringside Radio Network. Hey, join us every Sunday night at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time as the triple threat of wrestling radio goes live every week, giving you their thoughts and opinions on the world of professional wrestling. Myself, Brian, and Rob, all live, all here for you. And as my good friend Rob would say, from corner to corner and pillar to post, we bring it to you every week at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. BeyondRingside.com and ProWrestlingRadio.net.
The To Be Determined Show live Wednesday nights, 9 Central Standard Time. Join myself, the Oracle of Ominous, the Wicked Nemesis, the Grand Design, Clyde Braddock, and the Magic City Monroe, Fast Eddie Lane, as we take you to the edge of uncensored. Yes, we go uncensored, so make sure you have your earmuffs. Ask your parents, for those of you, you know, that are a little young, maybe under 18, but make sure if you have any heart conditions or any mental defects, please listen, because they may take effect right here live every Wednesday night, 9 Central Standard Time. Beyond Ringside Radio Network, BeyondRingside.com.
Ladies and gentlemen, the To Be Determined Show. You would not believe the things that are talked about off air, but I digress. Drop. Yeah. Beastie Boys, don't you let the beat drop.
Well, see, here's the problem. I sent last week's off-air commentary by email, but it was intercepted by some kind of damn server up in Arkansas and deleted. I don't know how it got deleted or why, but it's not my fault.
It's the black hole of the internet.
It's a
Fucking Icelandic servers.
I feel like it's a blonde female.
Is it a blonde female? Probably
Some
is.
sort.
It's the blonde female that
A
lives in the deep.
prostitute female.
It lives in the deep web of AI.
Yes.
But this Saturday, GCW, we discussed it last night on GCW Radio.
Yes, we did.
We will go in depth about it very quickly. I will fucking say some funny shit I couldn't say last night. Eddie will actually be able to be like, that match is going to fucking suck because Eddie shoots. This is not the shooter's gallery. Last night we heard Dan Sawyer annihilate half a fucking Alabama.
No. He annihilated 9/10 of Alabama. And look, deservedly so.
Go check out GCW Radio. It is up on YouTube.
It
You
is.
can check out Eddie Lane, all one word, or you can check out GCW Pro Wrestling on YouTube. Because I'm telling you right fucking now,
You don't want to know any motherfuckers from
Dear
Truth
God,
Consequences, New Mexico.
right now everybody's
Just
like,
saying.
was Dan talking about me? God
Look,
damn it, he probably fucking was.
Nobody
Holy
wants to
goddamn
know
shit.
anybody from Truth or Consequences.
Jesus Christ.
Never, ever do you want to
I'm
know
surprised.
anybody.
Thank God. Thank God. My fucking inbox on Facebook did not explode. Because usually when
Look.
Dan goes the fuck off like that, and Eddie and I were like, and Eddie, of course, tosses to me, Wicked, do you want to add something to it? I said, fuck no!
Without
I'm
saying,
not following
no,
Dan Sawyer
no,
shooting.
the
Are you
problem
shitting
is-
me?
The
I
problem
thought the
is,
shooter gallery were on Thursdays.
no, the problem is you don't follow suit unless it's a person you hate. And then you're totally on board.
Exactly.
Well,
But Dan Dan was a goddamn Punisher. Got you, Red.
he did.
Spoiler
Well-
alert, Dan Sawyer laid his dick on the table last night. Eddie, I hear you.
Truth or
no,
Consequences.
actually, that was legit clearing of the throat. That was organic. That was normal.
Organic.
Eddie, you were a part of this. Jump the fuck in. Put your feet to the fire. Walk on fire. Walk with me, Eddie.
Fire, hell. If there's fire, there's smoke. That means I'm inhaling.
Well, I think we all did last night. We all got high.
Hey, we walked through some kind of damn warp window because it was Dan who was dropping the P-bomb and not you. And I don't mean P-dog. I said P-bomb.
And you know what? That's the most appreciated in my perspective, as a wife, as a fan, as a listener of this fantastic broadcasting network. It was fucking welcomed. And of course, you can hear me cackling in the background. I'm like, woo, woo, but like that. Like, we want the truth. We want to hear it. We
want the truth, but it's not about us.
I want the truth even if it is about me, because if it's somebody saying something that ain't right, I'm going to set it right.
Well, that's the thing. That's the thing. As someone with conviction about things that we love, and I mean, admittedly so, we're all passionate about wrestling. We're all passionate about a lot of things in our life. But if someone presents you with that fact and you're like, you know, someone wants to counteract everything you stand for, you're going to bow up like Eddie said. You're going to be like, no, you're going to stand up for what you believe in. And so,
I live by the mantra, and you know this, Angie, the loyal listeners to this list.
mafioso.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
Like, I put all my bad shit up front. I'm like, look, this is all the bad shit I have. Now you can't use it against me. So,
But look,
this motherfucker, like, this was a St. Valentine's Day Massacre
yes, it
on
was.
GCW Radio.
And look, I'm just gonna say, I'm a horrible American. I appreciate blood and guts and gore and a great massacre. So I perhaps laughed. I perhaps cackled. You may have heard me do that. And it's no offense to anybody that took offense to what anybody said, but it's fucking funny.
It's 10 million.
It's like farts are funny.
Dude, no,
like, it's funny.
To me, that was like a Flintstone vitamin.
Yes.
10 million strong and growing.
10 million strong and growing. You think YouTube will flag us for that?
Oh, of course they will.
Yeah, well.
Bunch of idiots.
Because I look like Pebbles or Betty. Or no.
You look like Pebbles.
Wilma.
Pebbles.
Wilma.
No, you're my Wilma.
But no, seriously, you know, back to the point at hand. That's what makes it great.
But GCW this Saturday, Pell City Civic Center, Red, White, and Bruise. Now I know we're going to be going to the end of the first hour break, which that will be up on YouTube. We took an extended break, so we would go slightly over into this. So,
and we lied, probably.
So for YouTube,
Take it to
so
10
for
after.
YouTube,
10 after.
So for YouTube,
45
we're going to go into this.
Yeah.
Francisco Chiazzo, the king of the Southeast, with Stormy Lee in his corner, against Clyde Braddock, the Grand Design. with yours truly in his corner, Eddie.
There's going to be some ass kicking going on. Plain and simple, I'm waiting for the atomic bomb that is going to be this match. Look, I said it last night on GCW Radio, and I will say it all over again. This isn't going to be a wrestling match. This is going to be a fight. I mean, you've got a tried and true veteran in there in Francisco Chiazzo who tried to end the career of a future great. Damn good at this point. Borderline great. Better than good. Grand Design Clyde Braddock. The fact of the matter stands. When you try to take food off my table by taking money out of my pocket, by taking me out of work, I'm going to kick your ass. Plain and simple. And I do believe that is Clyde's mentality right now. Amateur ground game be damned. If he had his way, he would go find a long piece of rope, a tall tree, and just throw Francisco up and over the biggest branch he could find.
Well,
And
we're not. Hold on. We're not. You know. How can we say we're not?
Texas justice.
No strange fruit here.
Texas justice. You forget, I may be a Bama boy, but I got the heart of I've got the heart of a Texas Ranger. Texas justice. Plain and simple.
Just don't let it be Chuck Norris Texas.
Oh, exactly.
He was the worst Texas Ranger ever.
Look,
I'm not Chuck Norris.
The Texas Rangers or they used to be idiots, man. I used to be like, what the fuck? I lived in Dallas, Fort Worth for a year and a half.
Well, I was going to say a Texas Cowboy, but the way the Cowboys have been looking the last couple of years and sucking ass the way they did, I didn't want to make that simile.
As a female, let me just say, if you put a pair of cowboy boots on and a cowboy hat on,
Jack Gunn,
you better look me in the face and say some real intelligent shit, or I'm gonna shit all over you.
Jack Gunn.
I'm gonna force upon you the fact that I am exponentially more intelligent than you. Like, that's the way it is for me, and a lot of women. So that's just where we as a female race are at.
Okay, we're eating up time, so go ahead, Eddie. Sorry.
Seriously, though, coming up this Saturday night, if you are ready to see an atomic bomb explode, when bell rings, and probably even before, knowing the fact, like I said, AJ Steele is a tank. Clyde Braddock will be playing the role of an armored personnel carrier. And he will be carrying his ass straight over Francisco Chiazzo. But Clyde, I got one thing to say. Francisco is a long-time vet. Remember, you have to be one step ahead of his one step ahead. But don't overthink it. Go in, do your thing. Take all the rope in Texas, find a tall oak tree, round up all them bad boys hanging high on the street for all the people to see. Wick?
Angie?
Look, Francisco Chiazzo is amazing. He's the king of the Southeast. Accordingly, namingly so. But I mean, like, what does he do outside of his persona, his name, his wrestling? That's not semi-generic for this side of the United States. He's great. He's wonderful. But he's no Grand Design. Grand Design. What does that name mean to you? Like, there's a reason he has the moniker. There's a reason in 3 years he has risen to the occasion and proven himself time and time again. I mean, I love Frankie. Look, I love Frankie. Everybody knows on this show how much I love Frankie. I love Clyde. But when they go head to head, and it's coming to a head, this is it, y'all. This is like the be-all, end-all. This has been coming to a head for months. These guys are going to hurt one another. It's going to be a beautiful thing. Also tragic.
Boom.
So, I mean, it is what it is.
I have 5 minutes. So, I'm on the clock. When you look at somebody like Francisco, a man that has went all over the Southeast, from New York, New Jersey, done quite a few things in the Northeast, but predominantly in the Southeast, hence the king of the Southeast. A worker, someone that tries to better everybody that he's in the ring with. Took Clyde on the road 3 years ago this fall, this Southern Legends Fan Fest. Sorry, that's Tristan Michaels hitting us up.
Tell him come on in.
T-shirts. Selling T-shirts, paying his dues. A lot of people take that for granted. Those
Drake
of us,
don't, though.
No, hell no. Started from the bottom,
Nope,
now you're here.
nope. That's it, y'all.
Clyde Braddock is the epitome, and he is the last of a dying breed. I thought myself was one of those. Ryan Bishop, a.k.a. Jimmy Henson. We were part of that. We paid our dues. We started off from the bottom. We had to rise to the ranks.
You
Clyde
were
Braddock did
slaughtered.
that.
You were slaughtered, no?
Yes.
Yes, you were.
Now we look at guys like Clyde, guys that ate shit to become the shit. And we take that for granted because we see guys that seem to do that quite often. But when you look at gentlemen that have paid their dues, that are paying their dues, you come to the point that it accumulates, that it climaxes to matches like this. This is battle. This is war. There are casualties of war. It's Hamburger Hill all over again.
Yes.
When you climb up that mountain, when you make that ascension, you get to the top and you're able to look down. This is about a veteran, a worker against someone that's paying their dues, someone that's paid their dues, someone that goes out and works hard labor, someone that goes out and labors every day, someone that you try to take away how he feeds his family.
Yep.
And now you have this Saturday, GCW, the Merchants of Death in full effect, Spiral, AJ Still, the Grand Design Clyde Braddock, all under one roof. And when you look at a match like Francisco Chiazzo against Clyde Braddock, it's just one match to certain people, but to those guys, it's so much more. If you really love professional wrestling, this is one of those matches. If you love the storyline, you love the drama, you love everything that the Olympics is about or are about, it's right here under Pell City, under one roof. And you're looking at one of the quintessential matches. Thank you to everyone that's joining us on YouTube. You can catch us up right now on ProWrestlingRadio.net as well as BeyondRingside.com. When we come back, a man that's going to be involved in the 6-man main event, part of the Brotherhood. He is a friend of the show. He is now getting his badge as being the number one guest. The guest that has been on the most times, now surpassing several names, a.k.a. Team IOU, a.k.a. AJ Still. Now, Tubby Thunder, he is now surpassed.
He passed Tubby?
Is
Damn.
the GCW middleweight champion, Joshua O'Hagan. You want to get under the learning tree? Here you go. For everyone, how do I break into the business? How do I know? Right here.
Branches,
you fucking go to the .com and you sit under the branches. Joshua O'Hagan right here live on the To Be Determined show. Yes, live. It is live. And you never know what this motherfucker's going to say, but you're going to learn something when we come back.